Hi, many of us are now awake and conscious, and we are able to access the higher realm information through various means. We're able to access this information through our third eye, through dreams, through intuition, through the inner journey, through the clarity that comes from doing the inner work, through returning to our authentic selves, through different light and sound activations, through different people. The information is coming to us. But then what do we do with that information? What do you do with the high realm information that you receive? This is what I want to talk about briefly in this video from my own personal experiences, because I've learned quite a few things in the last few years about how this information works. And I know that someone is going to benefit from this, and hopefully y'all are going to share your information here so I can know how this thing is working for you, and as usual, so that other people who are listening to this video or who come across this information might also not feel alone in how they access this high realm information. What is this information meant to be for? Why do we receive this information? And how can we really tune in and tap into it and work with this information? You know, I have noticed that this information that we receive from high levels, from our higher selves, from higher consciousness, cannot be accessed at a later point from a low vibration. In my own personal experience, I have noticed that whatever information that I receive from my dreams, which is one of my main access points for higher realm information, this information that I receive cannot be accessed from a low vibration. Remember, high level information or higher consciousness information comes from a very high space. So when I later come to try to access that information from a lower frequency, I find that I am locked out frequency-wise. This is what usually happens to me. I get a dream and I get a download of information. I wake up quickly, write it down, in the hopes of not forgetting. Because one thing is, sometimes when this information comes, when you don't write it down, it totally disappears from your consciousness. So I'm usually the type of person, when I get that insight and I know how these things feel like, when the information comes, I know how it feels like, I'm on top of it, I'll write it down somewhere or make a note of it somewhere so that at some point when I'm more awake, I can access that information. If I don't access that information at that particular time, it's totally lost. Have you guys experienced these kinds of things? When you get a packet of light language information and then you try to access it and it's just blank. It's right there, you can see it, but you can't express it to someone else. You cannot evolve that conversation or that information into anything bigger than whatever it already is, even though you know that this thing is so huge. You just can't access it. So what I have learned is that this high level information, this high consciousness information that you are receiving, the things we are seeing with our third eye, the intuitive thoughts, the information that is coming through dreams must be accessed from a very high frequency. So we really have to maintain our vibrations. We must maintain our frequency in order to use that frequency as the key to unlock the information that is here to assist us, and have to be operating from 5D and above, that love frequency, in order to access this new light information that is coming to us. Things have changed. Things have changed a lot. The way things used to work in the past is not working anymore. So you're not going to just be attacking any kind of information through low angles. You know what I'm saying? We have that responsibility of maintaining high vibrations in order to be able to use that key that opens up this new high level love consciousness. It's all about love. I found for myself really that there's no way that I can even, open up that language and find it within myself to share it with someone else when I'm not on the right frequency. But then when I'm on the right frequency and I get that information and I look at it again, it just opens up to me like, oh my gosh, it's just one thing leads to the other, and it's just waves and waves of information that comes from a tidbit of insight. So I'm not really sure how it's working for you guys. I'd like someone to tell me. Please leave a comment. Just let me know how you're able to access this high level information that is coming to us at this time. Number one thing I know is to access this information, you gotta be on the love frequency, and you gotta maintain that frequency. You gotta stay on that frequency in order to open those doors. That's just how it's working for me. Please do tell how it's working for you. Another thing that I've learned from this high level information is that this information cannot be accessed, when you're in fear, when you're in anxiety. It's very difficult to tap into this information from any low vibration thing. But thankfully, I'm so glad because now we have the tools to help us, really, really raise our vibrations and stay within our light bodies, to stay within our Merkaba bodies. We have these tools, and it's so easy and so quick to notice these things because these days you're not asleep. We know each and everything that's happening to us, and we recognize these things quickly. We know that, oh my gosh, struggling and suffering is not for us anymore, and we know that we have the support and the love that we need. So we quickly recognize these things, and then we just get back into alignment, use our Merkaba light body, stay within that space and center of peace, and then we just move into the realm of 5D love frequency. That's what I've noticed in my life, and I'd really like to share with you guys because I know a lot of light language is coming forward, a lot of higher realm information is coming. We are seeing a lot of things, we're recognizing a lot of things, and sometimes you're wondering, how can we work with these particular things in our lives? So I'd like to know how you guys are working with your high consciousness, light language information, and how you're able to access this information. And if this is helpful for you, do leave a comment. And guys, it's just new day, new times, new energy, and high vibrations going forward. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Mwah. Bye.